original Friday Frenzy, presented by Pepsi, starts now.
Welcome in for another original Friday Frenzy. The fall season officially coming to an end today with state champs crowned in the 1 through 4A football state championships up in Normal, plus holiday tournaments resuming for basketball across the state. Highlights from the Decatur tournament, and we unveil our newest WA&D Athlete of the Week. Plus, we talk all things Illinois men's basketball with Mark Tupper after their top 15 matchup against UConn. But we start with the high school football state championship. 3 local teams making it to the finals in their bracket: Maroa, Forsyth, Unity, and Rochester. That's where we send it to Jake for the recap of the 2A and 3A games.
What's going on, Central Illinois? We're here on the campus of Illinois State University at Hancock Stadium for the high school football state championship games. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's cold outside, but we had 3 teams who took to the field eager to make an impression and etch themselves into the history books, and boy, did they put on a show on the turf for us today. We start out with the 2A state championship. Maroa Forsyth hoping for a better result in 2025 against Wilmington in their return to the title game. The Trojan offense getting some chunk plays in the first quarter as Ryan Shepard links up with Caden Birmingham for his solid pickup, but an interception by Wilmington would stall the drive. Wildcats leaning on their potent offense and stellar O-line out the gate, but this play, it's all about Billy Moore. After several runs up the gut, gets a wide open lane on the sideline to get Wilmington on the board 7-0. Trojans kept after it offensively. Shepard drops back again and slings it to Caden Blanc to move the sticks, but no answer for the Wildcats offense in the first half. Knocking on the door once again, Wilmington punches it in for the touchdown. They go to the locker room with a 35-0 cushion, but the Trojans showed a lot of pride in the late stages. Pass to the far side to Troy Pulliam, beats one defender, shakes off a second, and he's taking it all the way. 57 yards for the touchdown. It would be the lone score for Maroa as they finish runners-up once again, 42-6, but the journey back made plenty of memories for the senior group.
Troy has the best jokes, funniest jokes, and probably Shep too.
Stats and records and whatever, those come and go, but I hope people just remember me as being a good person.
We also learned following the game that the team was dealing with several significant injuries, including star wideout Zach Smith, who suffered a broken leg earlier in the playoffs. Coach Jostis says that while it affected how the group could operate, he's still very proud of how the team came together this postseason.
The wins and losses kind of come and go. They've won a million games since they've been in high school, but dealing with adversity and having each other's back and you know, life has adversity in it, and you know, they're disappointed right now. These guys can't look at that right now, but they will. They'll look back with fond memories.
Shuffling on to the 3A game, which proved to be an absolute shootout. Unity taking on Byron, and no surprise here, Dane Eisenmenger showed out. Lofts it to the sky, and Trey Hogard goes up, makes a bobble, but gets his footing to take it to the house. Byron would take the lead 14-7, but it didn't last long. Rockets need a few yards. Eisenmenger back to Hogard once again in the flat, and he squeaks in to knot things up, and this was the tale of the tape all night. Unity trying to find pay dirt once more. Back shoulder fade to Mason O'Neill. Just how you draw it up. Unity would take a 29-28 lead into the half. The second half proved just as entertaining. Byron would take a 42-29 lead early into the fourth quarter, but then the Rockets never backed down. Dane again. This time it's Tyler Henry on the slant and score. These two would continue to trade blows throughout the course of the game. Dane would again link up with O'Neill in the far side corner. Need more points later. He goes back to Henry once again. 56-50 with only 2 minutes left. Unity needs the ball back and only one option. Go to the onside. Off a couple hops, takes a wobble, and it's Colston Langendorf falling on it for the recovery. That sets up one last opportunity for Unity. They get as close as the 3-yard line, but on fourth down, they go to the end zone, broken up. Despite an incredible effort, Unity comes up shy against Byron.
These kids have given us no reason to believe that we're ever out of a game, and I think that was just very fitting for us to be in a game that nobody gave us a chance in, and we were right there, right to the very end.
Eisenmenger set a 3A championship game record with 541 passing yards and 6 touchdowns. He left it all out on the field with his teammates.
Biggest honor of my life so far. They really showed out. I mean, the energy was just different when we walked into the stadium today. This team, we fight. That's what we do. I mean, we fought since day one of our freshman year all the way to the last play right there. I mean, that's what we do. We play together. We're tightly bonded. We have great leaders. and carried us this far, and we're just one play short.
Now, we were informed that due to the inclement weather that's expected across Illinois over the course of this weekend, ISU has closed campus, meaning that no 5 through 8A championships will actually happen either Saturday or Sunday. The IHSA is still reviewing potential options moving forward, but we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled to see what happens for the remainder of the playoffs. We still got 4A championship action coming your way from Rochester, but for that, we're going to send it back to Adina in studio. For now, I'm Jake Bedell, WAND Sports.
All right, thanks, Jake. And in the 4A championship game, Rochester facing Montini. Broncos are going to have the quick offense. Luca Floro is going to make the catch, and he would be gone for the touchdown. Montini would get on the board first, but Rochester has the answer. Everin Tabig is going to get the handoff, and he's going to go in for the touchdown, muscling his way in to tie the game up at 7. Later on, Tanner Beal is going to connect with his receiver, and he's going to get the first down to move the chains. A nice play up the middle. They're moving the sticks for the first down, but Montini's defense making plays. Beal's pass is intercepted by Peyton Nelson, who's going to take it up the sideline for a nice return before going down. And later on in the half, Rochester is going to have the ball marching down the field at this time. Tabag again, and this time he's going to punch it in again for his second touchdown of the night. This one, though, still going on in the fourth quarter. Montini up 40-26. We'll have the final score over on our website, wandtv.com/sports. And Jake did mention the games tomorrow for 5A through 8A postponed due to the weather for the day. 5A and 6A will be played on Tuesday, December 2nd now, still at Illinois State. And tomorrow they are expected to make an announcement for the 7 and 8A games. We still do not know the day or time that those will be played. To the basketball court we go. The Decatur Turkey Tournament resuming play on Friday. We start in the winners bracket. MacArthur taking on Peoria Manuel in the winner to the championship game Saturday. Generals with the quick offense. Sean Lee gets the rebound and the putback jumper to put Mac on the board first. Emmanuel on the other end. Jaquan Brown gets the ball, and he's going to be beyond the line. He gets nothing but twine. Rams up 5-2. A back and forth game, though. Reggie Postal Wait drives middle and takes the contact, gets the bucket to fall for 2. Quarter coming to an end. Sean Clemens gets the roll in off his fingers, and it's going to fall at the buzzer. Mac is going to move on to the championship game, winning this one 72-52. And in the consolation bracket, Champaign Central and Southeast facing each other earlier. Maroons with the steal, and Jaden Means is going to look for the basket, but Makai Holmes gets the big block on the play. Later on, Central again with the steal. Quick pass, and Caden Love is there at the break. He gets the one-handed dunk, and the game coming to an end. Landon Cooper is going to put up the shot at the buzzer, and it's good. The Maroons are going to take this one 60-47. Other games from Friday, Bolingbrook advancing to face Mac in the championship game. They defeated Peoria Central 58-54. The consolation bracket, SHG getting the big win over Southeast 60-27. The final day of tournament Saturday afternoon. They are only going to be playing the championship game between Mac and Bolingbrook. That game moved up to 6 o'clock due to weather. And after the break, we'll reveal our newest athlete of the week as the winter season gets underway. Find out who it is next.
Athlete of the Week, presented by Pepsi Refreshment Services of Decatur and CEFCU.
Glad you're still here with us and set for our Athlete of the Week. With high school football postseasons in the book, we're officially opening the doors for the winter session for high school sports. And what better way to get us started than with girls basketball, players entering closer to her major milestone. Jake Bedell has more on Meridian's Shelby Renfro.
She's the kid, she makes coaching easy. She's like another coach out there on the floor, which is huge for us.
The horn is sounded and basketball players are back on the hardwood. For Meridian, it's another year with Shelby Renfro. The point guard is closing in on 1,000 career points, but she's not worried about milestones. It's the code the Hawks live by.
Everybody on our team, everybody on every team has a job to do, and they all are good at what they do.
For Shelby, that means even before she checks in on game day, she's locked in.
And she's the kid that after practice, she says, ask me, hey coach, can you stick around so I can shoot? She'll call me on the weekends, ask me if I'm anywhere around the gym so she can get in.
Her dedication isn't limited to basketball. In fact, softball is her primary sport, set to continue playing at Lakeland once she graduates. But her memories at Meridian will last a lifetime.
We all come together and we all really want to win, and that really just, all those memories from wanting to win with those girls, that really hits home.
She's a homegrown hitter and a hot hand shooter, but more than anything, Shelby wants to see the Hawks tradition continue to build.
She wants to see this program develop, and so you can see her mentor and leadership with the younger girls. She goes down and referees middle school basketball games. She goes to youth league practices.
Even if that means getting in the classroom with the youngsters.
SAT is really fun because we get to go down to the elementary school a lot, and we get to read to the elementary school, and we get to teach them more about what we know that they might not know.
And if she has one piece of advice for those getting started on their high school journey,
everything's always tough, but you have to push through the struggles no matter how hard they are. No matter what you do, never give up. And always give 110% anything and everything you do.
Reporting for WAND Sports, I'm Jake Bedell.
And make sure to continue submitting your nominations for our WAND Athlete of the Week. Tell us your local student star by emailing us at sports@wandtv.com. And stick around after the break. Mark Tupper is here to talk Illinois men's basketball after their game against UConn earlier today. Plus, we'll show you some highlights from the Garden.
Get the WAND Central Source apps for your Apple and Android devices. Search for WAND News and WAND Weather in your app store to get the latest news details and live tracking of weather. Download them now.
Illinois men's basketball in action earlier today, playing their third top 15 matchup of the season. The Illini entered the day at number 13, taking on number 5 UConn in Madison Square Garden. The first half, David Mirkovic would get the scoring started for Illinois with a deep 2 in the corner, but UConn out to a hot start. Keaton Wagler is going to sink the corner 3 in front of the Huskies bench to chip away at that lead. Mihailo would miss the layup later on, but Tommy's going to be there for the two-handed putback dunk. Illinois down 11-9. And later on, Kylan Boswell is going to drive the middle. He kisses it off the glass for 2 points. Now jumping to the second half, Dre is going to kick it out to Boswell beyond the arc. He's got nothing but net for another 3 points on the day. He would finish the day with a game-high 25 points. Illinois trying to get back in this one, though. Tommy was using his body to get into the paint. He would get the hook shot to fall, but UConn just too much for Illinois as they hand them their second loss of the season, taking this one 74-61. I broke down the game with Mark Tupper earlier this afternoon.
WAND's Play of the Day is presented by Menards.
Welcome in for another Tupper's Take, joined by Mark Tupper. First, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a good holiday.
You too, yes.
Basketball played earlier today against UConn at Madison Square Garden. Not the outcome people were hoping for. They did lose, but I think it was closer than maybe some people thought.
At times. Didn't feel like they were ever in it enough to win it. A frustrating game because they continued to do some of the things we talked about when they played, I think it was Texas Rio Grande, not getting after it enough toughness-wise. Yeah. And who's going to be the three-point shooter on this team? And we still don't know the answer to those. I know they were not tough enough in the first half. Yeah. Connecticut set a lot of screens. You got to fight under those screens and hang with guys. They did not do that, and that allowed Connecticut to take charge of that first half. And nobody hit shots. I'm not making an excuse about this, but I understand that Andrej Stojakovic twisted his ankle earlier in the week in practice and was kind of limited. He only was, I think it was 1 for 7 today. Yeah. He had 3 points. But not a good game for Mirkovic, not a good game for Wagler. Really, Kylan Boswell, the shining star. Tommy Ivicic had a double-double. But on the other hand, if you want to look at the positives, I thought they got a number of good shots. Yeah. They got some open threes. They just didn't make any. Fell. And they got to the rim, but they finished weak. It was like they're trying to finesse the ball. Go in there hard. And so they were not as tough or as good as Connecticut. Connecticut's very good, and that's kind of a home game for them at Madison Square Garden. And so Illinois loses 74-61, 6-2. They'll play Tennessee in Nashville a week from Saturday. And I would think Brad would spend this week beating them up a little bit because you've got to figure out a way to get tougher in a hurry. These opponents don't get any easier.
Oh, definitely not. You finish off with Tennessee and Missouri for non-conference, and then you're right into the Big Ten play. So a lot of tough games coming up for us.
Yes, indeed.
Awesome. Well, you'll be here for the 15 to talk some football?
Let's talk football and snow.
Oh, no. All right, we'll tune into the 15 to see what he has to say about their rivalry game against Northwestern tomorrow. All right, and that's going to do it for us tonight at 10 o'clock as the fall season officially comes to a close. But the fun isn't over yet. Make sure to head over to the WAND Now app for the Frenzy 15 and our top plays of the week. Have a great night and be safe tomorrow.